Wish I could just take my time. I'm always in such a rush. They hate when I speak my mind. Maybe I said too much, but she knows how hard it gets. Living in this life of lust, you never really know what's next, but it never seems to be enough. I hear them hating, but I don't even need them. I started in the basement, I make this shit look easy. She started getting naked, we hardly ever speak, and just get to going crazy. She don't wanna play these games with me. So now she got a taste of it. She wanna ride this wave with me. Don't remember I was wasted, girl. You can't put the blame on me. Losing our minds. Do this every night. Can you just unwind with me? Just like with me. Just take my time. Always in such a rush. Hey, when I speak my mind, maybe I said too much. She knows how hard it gets. Living in this life of lust, we never really know what's next, but it never seems to be enough. Just like with me. Just take my time. Always in such a rush. Hey, when I speak my mind, maybe I said too much. She knows how hard it gets. Living in this life of lust, we never really know what's next, but it never seems to be enough.
Alright. Chat. It's Friday night. I made it through another week of corporate. Yay. I'm actually off this weekend for like the first weekend in 8 trillion years, so we'll definitely be running some weekend streams. I think we'll definitely be playing Deltarune, honestly. If I'm just like being for real, we're probably gonna play Deltarune. Trigger warning. They Limbus company has a trigger warning now? What the fuck? That's hilarious. I love that. Can we actually just remove that? Just run it as is. Completely unnecessary. I played Deltarune to be triggered. Y'all see that that milkshake man upload? If by tweaking you mean like if by tweaking you're talking about like the aspect ratio, yeah, it does that. I have to fix it whenever I'm like switching games. Whoop whoop. So that's that. We have higher level teams now. Can you use 2? It'd be really funny if I could use 2. Claim your mail? I will. Alright, who's like the second most important one? I legit don't know. I guess I'll go Otis. And then we'll do... He's been pulling off some crazy shit lately, but yeah, I think we got him up. No, sorry. Here you go. Up to 48. Ryoshu over Otis. I thought about it, but like lately I've been seeing Otis pull off some crazier shit, and then also her ego is gonna come in really handy as well. Woo! 300! Woo! Woo! Alright, Heathcliff. It's time, chat. Yeah, what? Yeah, what? Bring that ass here. No shot, no shot, no shot. No, that's an ego, right? That's an ego, that's an ego, that's an ego, that's an ego. Yeah. I was about to be like, no way.
Sexy lady.
Thank you. Thank you, hon.
Try it.
I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me because I don't know. Don't ask me because I don't know.
I set you up for success.
No, actually, you said it. Yeah, you did. Just go. Just go. Leave me in my despair. Okay. No, of course not. Well, I'm not gonna try it. It's way too hot.
Whoa, fireworks?
You hit my 20 pull limit for WALPURGISNACHT? Oh, that's rough. See, when I run out of lunacy, I just buy more. Oh, I spend way too much money on this game.
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? Exact amount, please.
A lot. Ooh! Oh! This might be it. This might be it, chat. This might be it. We did it! Let's go!
길은 예전 같지 않구나.
Woo! I can't stop winning!
잔치상에는 콧배기도 안 비치더니
Second skill, bro. Third skill, 1 coin unbreakable. Ugh. Damn, she fine. There's a case to be made. Spoilers, 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 spoilers. I love being a corporate dog. Bum ba da da, da 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 da, da 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 da, da da. It's too easy! I have nothing to level her up though. Can I just like buy can I buy a level 50 ticket? Can I buy a level 50 ticket? I'm down, honestly. Look at battle pass plus manager sticker. I don't see it. Are you talking about this down here? This is just a bunch of stuff that I have yet to get through. What is Dippy talking about right now? Little picture you get for the battle pass, but the more expensive one? What, this? That? That? Am I supposed to be concerned there? Like, what, are those like the same person but with different ages? Like what's going on here? Why am I concerned? Ishmael is a grown woman. I don't know what you want from me, bro. I don't know what you want from me. That's an adult. I don't New yada 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 Ishmael support passive could cause the game to soft lock. Ooh. Yeah, it's not good. We have made it where you can't fucking do that shit anymore. Okay. Oh. I said third WALPURGISNACHT, but that's not what happened. My bad, chat. We're actually running time killing time. Wait, no. I need to level up Ishmael. That's what we were fucking talking about. Alright, how do I do that? It's an that's an ID uptie takeoff module. It is 40. That's a lot. That is a lot. I don't know if that gets you up to level 50 though. Or if I could just like buy a level 50 ticket, that'd be nice. Don't skip the WALPURGISNACHT. But then I have to go back and do Walpurgisnacht 1 through 3, because we never did those either. I gotta do it though, cause like I need to get her up to par like fast. I don't have time to like waste, you know? Their peak? Oh, okay, alright, Dippy, okay. Hold on real quick, chat. Ah, there you go. That'll do. That'll do, chat. Alright, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh, we literally have it. We have the rupture. 1 is story and 2 is kind of boring, so just 3. Okay. Alright. We can only have 5. Okay. I can work with that.
의로움을 보는 눈.
어디서?
잠깐. 이제야 부르나.
명을 받듭니다.
이런 임무는 뱀 중에서도 내가 제일이지.
Another unexpected alarm, but we all reacted with measured astonishment as we'd all grown rather used to the randomness of it all. Oh, are these not voiced? It is unlikely that it has completely evaded the influence of T-Corp's singularity. However, it can be said that a partial retention of color can be attributed to the fact that a Walpurgisnacht is a transitory moment in which numerous possibilities coincide. Makes sense. Faust nonchalantly walking up to the driver's seat and shutting off the alarm. Lo, 'tis returned, this Valpur whatever night. Don Quixote in her eyes that begin twinkling at the smallest bit of diversion after another long period of idle standby. It's all just become part of the routine. Even mysterious things like these Walpurgisnachts. Oh, an additional volatility, aside from the Walpurgisnacht has been detected. An additional volatility, indeed, the entrance of a new mirror dungeon. Woo! I don't believe anything but cantos were voiced in hard mode versions of Intervalos. Oh, nice. I need to do like all the minis and Intervalos because they do actually put shit into the mirror dungeon, which is important. Heathcliff lightly struck the end of his club against the floor in visible anticipation. The word that was once ingrained in his club had changed. A few days ago, I saw him hitting the back of the bus, busily standing and carving something into his club. I didn't have to ask to know what he meant by the new word, so I decided not to bring it up to anyone else. Only Heathcliff and I retain that memory after all. I like seeing some initiative from the sinners, Miss Faust. Indeed, let us move without delay. Dante, bring us to the corridor past the back door. Got it. Trying my best to shake this odd, uncomfortable feeling that Heathcliff's newfound enthusiasm didn't come off as entirely optimistic, I led the sinners to the back door. Refraction Railway enemies enter the next mirror dungeons that drop, by the way. I don't know what that means. 2 new sets of doors, just as Faust had predicted. What the fuck does any of that mean? 1 set of doors was as I expected. 2 metal doors resonate with the sound of wuthering gusts. A new mirror dungeon. And the other set of door was... Are these papers? It's all sparkly. It was an unfamiliar door, radiating with the odd gleam of light. Technically, we did see the weird radio frequency like squiggly lines on the door before, but nothing else about it was new. I guess this one doesn't connect to the Lobotomy Corporation like the last one did. Weird, I think I'm hearing... Is that jazz? Oh, is this even a door? It's more like a window than a door in... Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, I hate the British... No, I'm just kidding. Right, this new entrance definitely resembled a large window rather than a door. The window was blurry, and all I could see past it were some globs of shapes moving about. Those appear to be several shambling entities past the entrance. Faust seemed to have realized something, but she didn't tell us what it was. Instead, she merely looked in my direction without saying a word. Starting to get what she means by that look. Guess I'll have to get in there to see what this is all about. Right, Faust? I love that they voice him and no one else. You're experiencing a regular growth in capabilities. Faust considers this to be positive development. Yep. Field of green and wall of tall, great trees appears before us as we enter the door, but at this point, it'll take a bit more than this to surprise us. So nice to have our colors back. Quiet, there's an abnormality, so these things were what we saw past the window. We are yet to be discovered. I recommend that we prepare for combat. I didn't need to tell the sinners what they were. It was pretty clear from the get-go that we'd been fighting an abnormality. The sinners all ready to charge into battle at my command. But it's a bit different this time. So, Faust, I'm starting to get the hang of this WALPURGISNACHT thing, and please do continue. I think there's something different about these abnormalities. Can you explain why? Considering the nature of the abnormalities, every encounter with an abnormality would be equivalent to an encounter with a summoned entity. Nevertheless, there exists a certain degree of difference when we encounter them in a refraction railway or a mirror dungeon. Refraction railway, why are you mentioning that, bro? I haven't unlocked that yet. That is to say, we enter a site once known as the library, a building that inexplicably appeared above the former El Cor. Ooh. This exact location is said to be a space that exists within a book in which the abnormality resides. Quite. Yet this space is fairly distinct from the containment units we had witnessed before. It appears as though an ideal habitat has been established precisely for that abnormality's residence, a rather striking difference from the very limited space and unaccommodating environment provided by the containment units. Yes, you may compare this place to a terrarium. The abnormality inhabiting this place has transformed its environs to form a suitable, or to form a, to a form, you could have just said to form a most suitable for its dwelling, bro. Fuck you. Dude was gonna miss the marina valve. True. Here are some comparisons that may make it easier for one to comprehend. A fish would fill this space with water, a worm would fill this space with soil. Clapbot deterrence can rebuild its environments to fit its need. Don Quixote, who was standing rather far from the group, who was made aware of these revelations only after Mersal had relayed them to her. Suddenly blew up with explosive enthusiasm once again. Yeah, let's get this over with first. Man, if I didn't have this coffee, I'd be cooked.
두려움을 모르는 건 나쁘지 않습니다만 또 무식하게 돌격하실
Fairy
거라면
Queen.
전
Be so
빠지겠습니다.
for real, bro. Be so for real. Yeah, I'm getting PTSD from this fucking song. I have to play the speeds, huh? Damn. Playing the speeds is gonna be tough. We can dominate that way. and then that should give us, yep, perfect.
불가 위야 막아내지 못하리.
Dude, the poise rupture is such a broken combination. Cause like no matter what happened, oh my god, my headphones are way too loud. I'm so sorry, chat. You guys could barely hear me, huh? Damn, it's never a crisis stream without some kind of technical difficulties, huh? Alright, so like I was saying, Poise Rupture really is like one of the best combinations in the game. Extra damage on top of critical is like actually insane. Huh. We haven't actually read this kit. We never actually read the kit. They have 5 types of negative effects and increased clash power. Coin power +1 for every rupture, or every 3 rupture, max 2. It's pretty good. Clash win gains 3 poise and 2 poise count. Will inflict 2 rupture with 1 rupture count. And gains an offense level up next turn. On crit. Consume all ready on self to gain ready on self X2 attack weight. Max 5 is actually really good. That's actually so good, dude. You can put her in retreat for a little bit, bring her back, and she'll do like some crazy shit. And offense level 50 is not bad at all. You could hear? I'm glad. If target has 5 types of negative effects, increase the coin power. If target has 4 plus rupture, increase coin power. On crit, inflict defense level down. This is insane. She's actually nuts, dude. Holy crap. And that's 4. 4 with an attack weight of 53? Though the actual clash power isn't amazing. It's not amazing. But she will gain poise equal to rupture on the 3rd. And deal plus 20 plus poise on self plus rupture on target % damage on critical hit. Damn, that's crazy. Okay. Unbreakable 8 to 22. Yeah, she does. Yeah. If main target has 5 plus types of negative effects, attack weight +1. 3 launcher attack weight +1, which is nuts, by the way. Coin power +2 for every 3 types of negative effect on main target, which is nuts. For every 7 sum of rupture plus rupture count on main target. Which is insane. You can get up to 5. So she can, theoretically, 11, she can roll up to 33. 33, which is nuts. Full stop piece. So now there's a way to replenish ammo multiple times for him, which is nuts. This unbreakable coin deals a maximum of increased 75% damage. On critical hit, 105%. Up to a maximum of 135% critical. It does inflict rupture, can inflict rupture count, and she'll gain poise again, which is just insane. What's her defense like? It's got a defense level of 50 on the evasion. It can roll up to a 14. Perform a battlefield retreat at turn end. Upon retreat, move to the frontmost place in the backup units. I see. Turn to allies in their deployment order. Number of affected allies equals launcher stack on self. If the affected ally is a GF family unit, apply 2 level up next turn. It does not affect allies that either return or substitute next turn. Poise crit is 1.2x. That's pretty good. That actually is pretty good. On the turn this unit substitute or return to the field, gain ready, then at combat start, use Crimson Strike Launcher. Oh, so no matter what, when she gets back, she uses skill 1S. That's crazy. And then if she has 5, she'll get this. When killing this target with this unit's attack skills, gain poise equal to the rupture on target. 3 per 1 enemy once per turn. This unit gained 3, gain poise count equal to rupture count, which is nuts. In a clash, if this unit's offense level is higher than the target, increase power. In a clash, if this unit's offense level is higher than target, increase rupture potency and rupture count up to 2 times per turn. That's actually just insane. Why is she built like this? Actually, like, insane work. Alright, who has the most dangerous attack right now? In theory, it's gonna be that one. We can do this. Follow it up by this. We can hit for that. Rapture White Knight Ego status effect. Imagine. Assistant Librarian. 15 SP at turn start inflicts double the amount. But why are they giving me buffs, bro? They're about to get cooked up. Why are you giving me buffs? Nice 27 hit.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
Okay, there's Death Right.
잘났습니다. 이제 니콜리나와 솜씨가 비슷해지셨는데요.
I'm curious to see how high this rolls.
불가 위야 막아내지 못하리. 무상은 목숨.
I'm surprised that he like actually was like he won that,
약점을 잘 노리셨습니다.
even though it was supposed to roll at 26. Like, I'm surprised.
어거이의 그 유치한 말투도 도움이 될 때가 있네요.
From one of the worst to one of the best in the span of one season. I mean, I've been rocking that rupture since like day 1. Oh, it doesn't drop below 1. So there's not really a reason to attack it then.
시간 끌 것 없이 모조리 지워버려줘. 틈을 끊어. 바로 이.
Oh yeah, 290 on that is crazy. It's always good, but only one in boss killing and required a lot of calculating restarting for a good turn one. Oh yeah, that 4 hit 22 is nuts.
어쩐 일로 진짜 도움이 되는 걸 걸치고 오셨네요. 이대로 몰아넣으시죠.
Man, what does it take to stagger that? I don't think I've ever actually seen this one overclocked before. I will, just not on this turn.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
Without a PhD is crazy, bro. What are you implying? Are you implying that are you implying that I don't have my doctorate in like limbology, bro?
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
깔끔하게 물었군.
Implying the rupture status was gay kept by the game. This guy was trying to say I didn't have a PhD in limbology, chat. There are other floors? Of course there are. I also have to have a clearly shocked gasp. The longer my journey, the greater her knowledge. Maybe that explains why she kept falling silent in the middle of her lectures. I have no idea how long this journey will last for. We might find ourselves at the library. Foreshadowing Roland DLC.
부끄럽지 않았어.
$99.99.
의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였어.
Y'all paying $99.99 for the Roland DLC?
떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
It's only 15, you know? It's only 15. That's what I tell myself to get through. It's only 15 stages. Don Quixote loudly and obnoxiously flaps through the newspaper. New York, what the fuck? Newspaper in her hands while peppering in a few insightful chuckles. Chat, I looked through a lot of state legislature today. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Unfortunately, I know exactly what this means, and that she will continue to draw attention until I acknowledge her at the most appropriate moment. Manager Esquire, dost thou know that the city's upstart companies, such as one Limbus company, must always pay close heed to the ever-changing world around us? He thee hither. Read thy newspapers, Manager Esquire, and do keep thyself up to date on the events of the city, as Mersalt and I, Don Quixote, do ere every morrow. But just go along with it. The newspaper routine, where he wakes up exactly like at 5 in the morning and does all that bullshit. That. Hearken unto me, art thou paying attention? What? Forsooth, feast thy eyes on page 3, though 'tis quite regrettable that we were robbed of the chance to be on the front page. Don Quixote and Rhodia, the two sinners guaranteed to draw the full attention of whichever space they inhabit, were speaking. It was only a matter of time before the other sinners began crowding around us, curious about the commotion. Ahem, ahem. A dramatic conclusion to the mysterious disappearances at T-Corp. Shocking. I think, is there like one more like pizza in there? Yeah, I forgot that it was in there, honestly. Because I ate like the first two. I don't get a lot of time for lunch.
No, I thought you were leaving it out. You think it's so good?
No, it's not.
That's what I'm
Because it's like, it would have been good if we noticed like 3-ish hours ago, but it's like way too late now. It's okay.
saying. Did you even move?
I did, yeah.
You didn't say.
I liked it. Bystanders. They didn't even mention our company name. Those time collectors weren't even there. This is within the expected range of behavior for the news media. Help! Help! Is this intervalo good? Can anyone tell me? I'm falling asleep. Standing there in a big group, chattering about the article, when someone slowly but smoothly walked between us. Excuse me, are you Limbus and Company employees? You fellows are. I'm sure you're already aware of our reason. Is she actually here to interview us? No way. I was not told that any interview would be taking place. Thou may commence. Alright then. Verily, I shan't rightly take all the credit for what we have accomplished here. Will you be making your tax payment in installments? Taxes? Alright, I don't like T-Corp. We're executing them. Okay, we're clearly not on the same page here. Never bringers of good tidings. Do not throw things. Wait, time tax? No, that doesn't make any sense. We already paid our time tax in full when we went through the T Corp Nest immigration process, Virgilia said. Well, you noticed already, but in T Corp, everyone must agree a timepiece, yes, under the rules. But for every rule, there's always a room for alternative that offers a bit more flexibility. Of course, I don't suppose it's listed anywhere on that pamphlet. Outsiders seeking a short-term stay at T Corp can pay the appropriate time tax for the length of their stay to be exempt from the relevant obligations instead of going out of their way to abide by T Corp's rules. As you may have expected, anyone born outside of District 20 must go through numerous hoops before they can be issued a timepiece. So we elected to pay 30 days worth of time tax on spot before entering T Corp's borders. Not a fashion item. As I have said so in the past, the company has no budgetary concerns. It is a given that they would be taking care of such expenses. I'm sure we can pawn away their stuff to fix what probably amounts to a $10 billion, 40 million on. You might have to make a brief stop at my place. Now that I think about it, I remember someone talking about paying with time before. Exceptionally reasonable. Clock's ticking. $10 billion and 40 million on. Yeah, seriously, what the fuck is an on, and how does that relate to time? Like, how do I... what's the conversion rate on money to time? Can someone... can someone run me those numbers?
이제 앞으로 이 경로는 소모되게 나쁘지 않군 거네.
너무 약올리신 것 같은데요. 저기 기세가 확연히 달라.
Gain 3 haste, clash power up, and fragile next turn. At count 1, gain 0 bind next turn instead. Gain 1 stack and lose 1 count if this unit has more bind than has haste, then borrowed time effect expires and this unit gets staggered. Interesting. There's like a 0% chance I lose to any of these guys, though.
두려움을 모르는 건 나쁘지 않습니다만 좀 무식하게 돌격하실 거라면 전 빠지겠습니다.
흑순 뒷박질 춤.
Alright. Yep, okay. Casually, overrolled one of the, better skills, I think. I think that was an S2. Oh, we're finally seeing this move land for once. And it rolls a fucking 8. Why would it ever roll anything but an 8? I love that.
저대로 돌려보낼 생각은 아니시죠? 확실히 처리해야 합니다.
Oh, she's rolling that again. Okay. Alright, let's see if she can land Crimson this time. Stream goes perfect on the side. Oh, hey, look, she actually rolled. 100 damage? That's not bad. Something you can use twice in a row. Bit late for dinner, but haven't had any. Just finished making a sandwich. W. What kind of sandwich?
어버이의 그 유치한 말투도 도움이 될 때가 있네요. 화가 나서
Oh, that
제대로
kind of
된 판단이 안
sucks.
서는
What the
모양입니다.
fuck? Such an unfavorable, like... Yeah, it's like really unfavorable. I couldn't get any A-reses there. Like any worthwhile A-reses.
앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
이제 깨우치시겠.
이제 끝내지. 이건 예상 못했나 봐. 그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
Ground beef with cheese and ketchup. Is that not just like a burger? Did you not just make like a burger? I am of the opinion that lettuce does not go well inside a sandwich. Yeah, but that sounds more like a burger. Like a cheeseburger. That's like literally a cheeseburger. But I'm assuming you used like sandwich bread? Sandwich burger, same thing. I don't know if that's true. Like, I don't know if that's true. I feel like if it's beef, specifically if it's beef, it's a burger. That's like my qualification. If it's beef, it's a burger. Yeah, sandwich bread. Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Considered hostile individuals by T Corp. Everything's much better between us and the guide, but only a few days ago. Feels like it's been forever since then. I'm glad it's like that. We had our reasons. Okay, they showed up out of nowhere and tried to extort a whole 10 billion, 40 million on. Point is, there's no way we owe that much money. We're brimming with the sense of justice. Here, here. Virgilius listened quietly for a moment as the sinner chattered on like they were part of a comedy skit. For a second about the troubles you might spark by starting a meaningless scuffle like this in the middle of the street, no less. Today's Honglu's birthday. Whoop whoop. Lettuce is good in a sandwich. Have you not eaten a chicken mayo lettuce sandwich? See, y'all eat the weirdest shit, bro. Yeah, y'all eat the weirdest shit. Y'all eat the weirdest shit. My girlfriend included. None of you are free of sin. Virgilius let a deep sigh before turning to the T Corp employee. I'm sure you know that 10 billion on's worth of tax isn't the kind of money that we can simply fork over in the middle of the street. I don't know, I'd rather taste meat, not wet green thing when I bite into a burger. I beg to differ. Burgers with pickles go fucking hard. Lettuce can be wet. It can be. I believe that it would have been more appropriate if you had provided us with some context as to how this number came to be, instead of immediately marching up to us and demand that we pay time tax. Almost unprecedented, we have been summoned to an emergency meeting in a relevant office to address the severity of this incident. Lettuce tastes like nothing is like irrelevant to me, honestly. I see your point. Why don't we move this conversation to a collections office in the relevant jurisdiction area now to discover possible solutions. Pickles are chill. I meant lettuce by wet green thing, but pickles are literally wet green things.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조였습니다. 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Some people do put it in for texture. I don't, because I'm not weird. Just calling it like it is. Much simpler. About a week ago, a large-scale, unauthorized temporal leakage phenomenon was observed at the Wuthering Heights Manor, which shot you up several stages in the progressive time tax use tax bracket due to the immense amount of time leak. Celerity as we were put in pursuit of that man of the manor. We just returned to the Mephistopheles after the incident in the Wuthering Heights Manor. Most sinners were keeping to themselves, given the clear look of sorrow on Heathcliff. However, Don Quixote's ever cheerful voice, like always, constantly shadowed through the silence. I have identified an anomaly. We should have been issued the morning newspaper, not the evening newspaper. This is inconsistent with the amount of time we have spent at the manor. Perchance 'twas an innocent mistake. As long as I have been a passenger of this bus, morning papers have always been delivered during designated morning hours. Okay, if the thing that tastes like nothing covers your taste buds, then what are you tasting? Yeah, we went from sandwiches to Don Quixote is autistic. Now that I'm looking at it, that's a sunset, not a sunrise. I couldn't tell because of the lack of color. This cannot be. This must be the early hours of the morrow, is it not? I may have an idea as to how this inconsistency could be. Temporal velocity synchronization device. I've seen an advert for us once, a luxury solution to all your time synchronization needs. Enjoy equal leisurely hours together, some shit like that. Equalizing the velocity of time for all those affected individuals under the TT4 protocol's influence. We have experienced within the manor was flowing faster at a rate than the world outside. That is a coherent explanation as to why in the evening newspaper instead of the morning newspaper was issued. Good, now that your curiosity is sated, I suppose that anyone has ideas with tackling a new job. LCA has requested a new request, track down a distortion, etc., etc., etc. Activating my ability within the TT4 protocol caused, yes indeed, it was akin to tampering with an already accelerated flow of time. From an outsider's point of view, it would appear as though more time than what was actually spent was leaked. Spoke knows what he's talking about. Also, you didn't just manipulate time on a personal scale, like I said, you affected the flow of time within a physical space. Let me remind you that it wasn't even a static field, it moved all over the manor. Honestly, this situation is completely unprecedented. You're right, they used to activate it only on special occasions, like when we had plenty of guests over for a visit because it was so bloody pricey. The time tax for your inflated tax bracket multiplied by the surtax per volume for the physical space covered by the temporal manipulation. Yeah, no wonder it all adds up to this insane number. Time payment. The employee who was about to answer our questions with painfully observable annoyance suddenly jolted at the sound of an alarm. Just got a call that they're ready to hold an emergency meeting regarding this incident. Limbus Company may send 2 individuals to the meeting to represent your company. Enjoy what comes next. Keep that in mind as you wait. Well, off they go, I guess. Doesn't even give us the chance to ask them more questions. They're just leaving us like this, but isn't this whole mess basically about what will happen to us? I was told to stand here, so I have done so. Huh, interesting. TT5-2 protocol is operating at an experimental capacity within this office space, so when you forget, anyone not synced with the daily time standard might find this a little disorientating, so keep that in mind. The man, whom we presumed to be Team Corp staff, seemed very adept at holding a one-sided conversation with zero external input. Not that any of us could keep up with how fast he was speaking anyways. Temporal space gallows. It measures the exact amount of time you owe and sucks the time right out of you. That wasn't the original name, mind you. There is simply too much hubbub or hubbaloo about its excessively long name, which is at approximately 58 words or letters. Today's events that are greater ill fortune shall befall us. Bro, just give me the calculation. Huh. Virgilius and Faust, who returned just as this incident occurred, were both glaring at us with expressions that were anything but friendly. Demote this agent to clerk. What is bro doing to Mersault and that doohickey? Having a great time, guys. Chad, do you guys ever wonder, like, why are you so tired? You know, like, what? Do y'all ever feel like you're just exhausted? Okay, I can clearly see that you're both accusing me of letting the sinners run wild again, but we had our reasons. We reached an agreement. That doesn't change the fact that we are still responsible for it. We did benefit from the extra time it granted us, and it was something that wasn't mutually agreed upon before our unilateral activation. We really had to think back on our feet then. I feel a bit miffed about being treated as though I was somehow at fault for this. I have prepared performance evaluation sheets for each center precisely for one such occasion. On the last page of these evaluation sheets are extra opinions. I don't plan on leaving any of you behind to take the fall for that group. Besides, $10 billion isn't the kind of money that you can settle with the sacrifice of an individual. But we did eventually find a reasonable compromise while you were wasting your time horsing around in front of the gallows. I suppose we're really starting to put our names out there if they specifically sought us out to deal with the distortion. What kind of distortion are we dealing with this time? Time killing time. Wait, they're becoming fixers? Nice. Huh. Not too much debate. Three sinners, huh? I can handle that. Faust, Mersault, and Yisang. Wow. Yikes. I didn't even have. Yeah, this isn't great. Fun as hell, huh? Crestfallen. Don Quixote sobbed, dramatically lamenting how Virgilius did not even bat an eye in her direction, despite her being the first one to raise her hand. Pretty sure that wasn't the only reason he didn't pick her, though. Oh dear boy. I never volunteered. They're going, I'm going to jail? Cooked. Stop this whole situation. Crazy. Class 12 or class 20? This guy is not a T Corp employee, bro. Oh my god. Too much. Too much, too much, too much. Oh shit, chat. Chat, I'm tired, dude. Chat, I'm like real fucking tired. Fuck. Chat, how do y'all feel about like a 6 hour stream tomorrow? How do we feel about that, chat? How do we feel about like a 12 to 6 or like a 1 to 7? How do I feel about a 6 hour stream? I feel like I could bring it. I could make it work. Wow, only up to 48, huh? They got tier 2s. Tier 2 takeoffs now. Even knowing there's another intervalo after. I mean, I have to do it anyways. It doesn't matter. Like, no matter what, it has to be done. Like, it'd be one thing if, like, it was just boring, right? And I was just like, okay. But I'm, like, fucking exhausted. So there's like nothing. There's like I'm tired and it's mind numbing. Like there's nothing I can do about that. Like at all. Oh. Okay. Let me grab like the universal time code for it. Tomorrow's the 7th at, let's do 1. Let's go like 1 o'clock. Here, I'll put it in announcements so that everyone knows. There you go. Now no one can miss it. We'll do like one more. We'll do one more stage. And then we'll call it. Not, okay, like one more battle stage. Not one more story. I'm not dead yet. It's an obviously a god inexpensive suit. We're off to a great start. Do I have a Hong Lu ID? Not really. Bro, what the fuck? Ryoshu, detective. Talking way faster than Mersal did when he reviewed those chickens. Pressed a fast forward button in him or something. Can't understand a word coming out of his mouth. 20 to 28 hours in a day, but you might also run into someone like him. People have plenty of time to spare. They can afford to condense 40, 50 hours into a single day. And to people with fewer hours in a day, it'll look as though he's moving 2-3 times faster than them. Someone with that much time could pick their nose in the blink of an eye before anyone has the chance to catch them in the act. She had to do something before Ryoshu. Quick look as a brief flicker of the flames burning on my clock. Would you mind slowing down a bit? I'm just worried that you're at a serious risk of becoming a victim of a completely different, slightly more fatal crime. He shook his head in frustration before activating what appeared to be a voice recorder. He began to play his voice back at us. Bumble, a proud proprietor of this watch factory. Apologies for this awkward method of communication. See, my days are 52 hours long. I used to live 100-hour day in my heydays. Things have taken for worse at the factory in the recent years. Talking very, very, very slowly. I must say, it's quite frustrating, but I'm willing to suffer this annoyance as long as you can solve this case. Very full life. Having more time to spend in a day means that I can get more things done in a day, like sleeping 10 or more hours a night and having more than 40 hours left to spend. Good sleep really is key to keeping your skin moist and fresh indeed. I'll let you touch it if you want. As though in an effort to demonstrate, Bumble's constantly zooming around the room, checking his documents, calling someone on the phone, and even brushing his teeth while he stood there listening to his recordings. Get to the point. It was one late evening. I was busy walking down the street, had a very, very important meeting to attend to, and all of a sudden, an attack. No, I just happened to recall that I left the bacon on the kitchen counter at home. I should have left it covered with District 23's purple salt. So I stopped briefly, looking up at the clock tower and wondering if I should head back home. And that's when the Time Ripper struck. Each one of the 12 zones at T Corp has a clock tower that displays A Corp's standard time scale. Because everyone has different hours to spend in a day, their watch syncs with their respective time scales as well. So to tell the real objective time, we have to check the clock tower. Alright, you two, let's focus on the important stuff. Let's see. How about we start with the physical description. Fine tailored suit. Must have cost me about 58 million on, of course. Since it was tailor-made, its comfort was beyond human imagination. How could I forget the impressive yet keenly shaped mustache? Oh, I see. The cannibalism district. I wasn't talking about your own physical description. One more chance until I You mean the murder's appearance? Well, let me think. I don't recall anything. It just happened so fast. How did it feel to have your own time killed? Was it painful? 100 hours is gone in the blink of an eye. I missed my very important appointment. Thanks to that, I'll have you know, I suffered so much damages. 100 hours for me is just a day or two. Still, you have no idea how much I lost because of those days. See that once upon a time, T-Corp's executive director himself showed up to bestow awards. I guess once an inventor, always an inventor. I say that he probably wanted others to carry on his inquisitive spirit. It was that big of a deal. I can't imagine how hard it must have been for Yisang. First time hearing anything like it. Meanwhile, Ryoshu, completely uninterested in the conversation, stared off into the distance. She worked out the factory window and let out another puff of smoke before muttering quietly to herself. No killer, no corpses. Yeah, no one's actually dead, and we don't know where the killer is. Who could it be, I wonder? Someone who took a liking to my very expensive suit. Disagree, your suit's shit. Aw. Besides, if I really wanted to kill you, I'd have to be able to move as fast as you do. I won't be able to get a good amateur vitals otherwise. Rapidly stumbled back in terror, but Ryoshu was fast enough to close the distance. Impress her scabbard into his neck despite the disparity in time. Killer isn't running around ripping away time left and right. Basically going for that. I don't know what that was. I meant that annoying stupid stash. Not having that kid here is frustrating. No way. Could you think a single person who hates someone like me? I can think of more than a few. I must say that it must have been the work of some bandit who wanted to try my tailored suit. What about your employees? Lady Agatha's book says that to find the culprit, we must first look at the victim's immediate circle. I had no idea if that book Don Quixote gave us earlier is actually helping, but I suppose it's at least a very good page-turner. Hong Lu can't seem to tear his eyes away from it. Maybe I should check it too once we get to the bus. Yeah, that works. Then the culprit. Uh-huh. The laborers at the factory, they're working so slowly, like they're moving through molasses. Most factory laborers like them live rather short 10-hour days, most of which they spend at their factory jobs anyways. Bumble hollers at them in frustration. The laborers very, very slowly turn their heads to look up at the factory owner, even the simplest action taking an excruciatingly long amount of time. No idea how frustrating it is for me as of late. Did you even know that the next batch of cogs has stopped all of a sudden? We could understand him thanks to the recorder next to us, but everyone out of earshot would have no chance of understanding what he's talking about. You're talking way too fast for them to understand, you know that. How do you expect them to understand the thing you're saying? Too slow, huh? How are they supposed to hustle or make the best of their time when they're practically nailed to the floor, and with what time? Dear detectives, do you happen to be returning from that round trip across every single nest in the city, all the way from A to Z? Can you confidently say that you've seen all there is to see? The notion of what is normal is just a mirage conjured by the downtrodden and the suffering. That is to say, that suffering is just a part of life in the city, regardless of what nest you're in. Rhodia getting more character development in one story node than her entire canto? Oh god. Huh, I don't see any suffering in that mug or Mr. 50-hour days right here. Bumble gently fixes mustache and hair before caressing his expensive coat with care. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I really do appreciate it. That being said, tomorrow's stream is going to be a very long one. It's going to be a Saturday long stream. And then we'll probably stream again Sunday. I will see you guys then. It is on Discord. It is universal time, so everyone can see their specific time for the stream. But until then, guys, keep moving forward and have a good evening.